what are the top 3 factors to assess before setting up a headquarter?
What you are going to do? Can you maintain the proper substance? Can you document it properly? These are the things. Determine what you are going to do. Second, to do that things, what structure you want or what facility you want. And to support these two things, what document you want. These are the top 3 things which can make you or break you.
Hi there, welcome everyone. Today's episode, we would be discussing about the most crucial topic with regards to corporate tax framework, which is headquarter activity. So we have today with us our CEO, Mr. Firoz, who's also a tax agent and has been in the industry for 11 years and guiding multiple companies and helping them in their growth. So hi Firoz,
Hi Rijo, thank you.
how are you doing, sir?
All good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, sir. Thank you so much for asking. Sir, today's topic is a bit tricky, which where I've just come across. I just want to get an understanding on the headquarter activities. I've been hearing about it. So if you could guide and what exactly is this headquarter activity, if you could help us with that.
Headquarter activity mainly comes for multinational entities. Let's say they are operating in US, Canada, UK, India, multiple countries, and they are creating a headquarter in UAE, which all the strategic decision, administrative decision, all these things will be taken care from the UAE headquarters.
Mhm.
And who will be taking this administrative decision and strategic decision? The decision makers. So, the in short, headquarter is a entity which is if you are setting up in UAE, that entity will be responsible for overall performance and success of the group entities.
Okay. But and how is it in the qualifying free zone? Like how does the corporate tax framework work on this with regards to qualifying?
So when it comes to free zone, the free zone, certain activities are getting 0% corporate tax benefits, not all the business activities. When a free zone entity is getting income from outside the free zone, which can be mainland or foreign, there are only 13 activities which are eligible for a 0% corporate tax. One of the activity out of this 13 is headquarter service provided to the related party companies. So that is the benefit having a headquarter in UAE in terms of tax benefits.
Okay. And what are the functions does this headquarter activities make? What are the functions that they do?
Headquarter, as I told, headquarter in general is responsible for overall success and performance of the group entity,
Mm.
which can be including anything like it can be planning, execution of certain strategic decision, and it can be anything. You can think of anything like, okay, there is a group company. That group company's headquarters is in the UAE free zone, and the decision makers are sitting there, and they are monitoring the group's activities, and wherever the support required, it can be on the decision making level, it can be on the day-to-day operational level, they are controlling and monitoring it. So that is there are a lot of activities if you are breaking it up, but in general, to summarize it, they are monitoring and they are taking time to time action on behalf of the group.
Okay. Like the way you said, strategizing and decision making. So, what kind of strategies? Like, okay, like because we know there are certain companies where only management roles are applicable, where they do the strategy thinking or maybe decision making. Does this also include in that?
Like when every entity, there is a concept called place of effective management.
Correct.
Place of effective management is where the core strategic decisions are taken.
Hmm.
Now, being a headquarter, that does not mean always there is a place of effective management. Headquarter definition itself, like includes a lot of activities. It can be given advisory to a group. It can be financing to a group, like guiding them or reviewing their result, and sometimes providing strategic decision, marketing guidance. It can be anything they are providing. So the word headquarter includes a lot of activities if we
Activities.
break down.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes headquarter can become a place where there is place of effective management.
Okay.
Sometimes not. So it depends on the
So
situation.
this is completely different from a shared service center. Is it like that?
It's not a shared service center,
Uh-huh.
but it can be also a shared service center sometimes. Depends on the situation. Let's say you have a company in UK, or let's say multiple countries you are having companies,
Mhm.
and you are the strategic decision maker, and your finance team, your HR team, all these people are sitting here with you, and you are guiding them. Okay, on behalf of group, what action need to be taken? Maybe your sales coordination is happening from here.
Mhm.
It could be anything, like, so that's what I'm telling, like, there is no single definition for headquarters.
Headquarters.
Single definition, if you want, ask a place in UAE which is responsible for overall success and performance of the group company. That is the definition
The
of a headquarter.
headquarters. Perfect. And with regards to eligibility and structure, if I ask, what are the conditions that has to be met for these activities for headquarters? Any conditions?
Headquarters conditions, again, like, the activity what they are conducting should be a headquarter in nature.
Okay.
Now, for example, a group company,
Mm-hmm.
that group company's accounting is done in UAE.
Mm-hmm.
Can we tell that group company's headquarters in UAE? No, they
No.
have outsourced
Outsource.
only
Correct.
one of the
One of the
service.
services.
Let's say the marketing team is sitting in UAE.
Mm-hmm.
So standalone, if you are seeing, you cannot really understand that whether they are really a headquarter
Headquarter.
or not.
Okay.
But or if you see from the top, like, overall what functions they are doing,
Mm-hmm.
based on that you can determine they are into a headquarter activity or not.
Okay. And does this entity serve any related party transactions or something? Is there a possibility of
Yes,
that?
when it comes to headquarter service, they can become headquarter to the related party only.
Mm-hmm.
Not always, but if you are asking on the corporate tax
Correct.
point of view, headquarter services to related party is eligible for 0% corporate tax. There could be other situations, but in general, if there is a headquarter in UAE, normally headquarter cater to the group company. A group company can more or less fall into the definition of related party also.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, corporate tax has addressed these things very clearly, that in order to be eligible for 0% corporate tax, the headquarter services must be provided to the related party only.
Okay. And is there any minimum number of group of companies required for this headquarters?
No, no,
No,
no. It's
nothing at
not.
all like that. Perfect. And what sort of decision making should be done in this headquarter activities for the UAE?
Again, it's a going back to the same
Same
thing.
thing.
Uh, like, we cannot really take out one
One
activity
activity.
and
Okay.
tell that they are headquarter. Maybe combination of activities. Maybe it can be one activity also.
Mm-hmm.
Now, think of a situation, group company or a multinational entity. Their strategic decisions are taken from UAE. Maybe they are doing only one
One
activity.
activity.
That
Okay.
activity also uh, could fall under the definition of headquarter. Oh, generally, how we recommend to our client,
Mm-hmm.
like how we do the TP analysis, how we do the permanent establishment analysis. Whenever someone's setting up a headquarter, we always do a headquarter analysis. What they're actually going to do in UAE. Based on that, we give them a guidance, like, are you really falling into the definition of
Definition. Headquarter.
headquarters or not?
Mm-hmm.
Just because, again, this is, let me clarify this point. Uh, you will get the license activity,
Correct.
headquarter service to related party.
Mm.
Just because you are having the activity in the license, that doesn't mean you are doing headquarter
Headquarter.
activity.
Correct.
If you don't have the activity, also you can do the headquarter
Headquarter
service.
activity.
That is
Okay.
depends on the actual activity what you do.
Okay. Great. And when we actually spoke about the substance part, like, okay, do we have to have like economic substances over here in UAE for headquarter
100%. So any qualifying activity, not only the headquarter, be it, like, as I told, there are 13 activities
activity?
for the foreign income,
Mm-hmm.
to be qualified for 0%.
Mm-hmm.
Any activity to be qualified for 0% corporate tax, the major, or the main, one of the main condition is that the business in free zone must have adequate substance inside the free zone.
Okay.
Now, it is further explained what is adequate substance through a cabinet decision number 100, which was published in the year 2023,
Okay.
which is explained that what is your business activity.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to conduct this business activity, how many employees you want? And it is clearly told that employees should be qualified.
Mm-hmm.
So when you are doing a headquarter service,
Mm-hmm.
what is the qualification of an employee to do the headquarter
Headquarters,
service?
correct.
Not like you are having some administrative people,
Correct.
or that person should relate to that activity,
Correct.
and that person should be full time,
Correct.
not part time.
Mm-hmm.
And the free zone entity must incur the adequate operating expenditure
Mm-hmm.
and capital expenditure inside the free zone.
Okay.
Plus, it's explained that the core income generating activity must be conducted inside the free zone.
Free zone.
So, these four things:
Okay.
the employees, capital expenditure, operating expenditure, and SIGA, which is core income generating activity. This is collectively called substance. Now,
Okay.
coming to your point, if you are into a headquarter service, what substance you want
Mm.
to do a headquarter service?
Correct.
Now you have to decide it.
Mm-hmm.
If you are asking me like, can I put two employees? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on your
Yeah.
activity. Maybe you need one employee, maybe you need 100 employees.
Correct.
How much money I need to spend as operating expenditure? I don't know.
Completely up to that code.
Corporate tax law and the cabinet decision clearly address this thing with the word adequate.
Uh-huh.
Means the burden of proof is on you.
Correct.
You have to prove
Yeah.
it.
So the ball is under your court. Like, okay, what do you have to
Exactly.
decide?
Exactly.
Correct. Got it. And with regards to this transfer pricing, like when we actually discuss about it, this headquarter service when we charge into group companies, does this imply, like I asked earlier, does this imply for transfer pricing? Because group companies are there and they have a headquarter service over here. So is there any kind of transfer pricing requirements are there?
Let me explain to you in two ways.
Okay.
First one, again, going back to the conditions to get 0%.
Mhm.
We told substance
Correct.
just now.
Correct.
Another one condition is that comply with the transfer pricing.
Okay.
So if you're not complying with the transfer pricing rules, you are not eligible to become a free zone entity which will get 0%
0%.
corporate tax.
Okay.
So complying of transfer pricing is mandatory.
Mandate. Correct.
Second thing, transfer pricing will come when there is a related party transaction
Mm-hmm.
or a connected person payment.
Mm.
Correct. Now it's clearly told that your headquarter service to related party is eligible for 0% corporate tax. So
Mhm.
when you are telling that I'm a headquarter, I want the 0% corporate tax, it is implied that you are providing to a related party.
Related party.
If
Correct.
any related party transactions are there, it is
Mhm.
subject to transfer
Transfer
pricing.
pricing.
Transfer pricing is nothing but like you can think of a situation like, okay, you have group companies in high tax countries.
Mhm.
Same example we discussed, US, UK,
Mm.
or let's say India or any other European countries. Those countries are having high taxes.
Mm.
Now, what you are doing, you are setting up a headquarter. You are creating your substance inside the free zone. You are complying with all the regulation. Then you are providing the real service of headquarter.
Mhm.
You are going to charge, right?
Correct.
How much you can charge?
Depends.
Because it's a group company or it's
Correct.
a
You were
related
not
company.
aware
You
of.
have the control.
Uh-huh.
You have the control over the group. That's why it's called related
Related
party.
party. Correct.
Now, if you're providing a service
Mm-hmm.
to UK worth $100
Mm-hmm.
and you are charging them $200, in UK point of view, it's an expense.
Expense. Correct.
If they book more expense, what will happen?
The
Their
less
profit will
profit
go
reduce.
down. If the profit goes down,
The
tax will
tax
goes
liability
down.
goes down.
On the flip side, what is happening in UAE? It is 0%
0%
corporate tax.
tax. Correct.
So it will create an unfair tax practice that may do some setup in UAE
Mm-hmm.
and overcharge to the foreign entities
Okay.
and bring the money here and get a 0% corporate tax, get a deduction in the foreign country.
Okay.
So all this unfair tax practice can happen. That is why UAE, being an international hub
Uh-huh.
and having one of the following member of OECD framework, which is Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development,
Okay.
the UAE's commitment to the international community proves that, like, that the main reason they made, like, okay, you will get 0% corporate tax, but make sure that you are not using it as a tool for aggressive tax planning.
Correct.
If you're charging to a related party, comply with the transfer pricing
Transfer
rules.
Which in short means that whatever transaction that you're doing with your related transaction parties, it should be as per market price.
As per market price. Technically, they're called arm's length
Arm's
price,
length
but
price.
the layman term is
Market price. Yes. Okay. Got it. And what are the documentations required for when regards to transfer pricing when it is
Transfer pricing, see, first thing, this is also misunderstood concept in the market. Any related party transactions are there. First thing, what every entity is doing is like, okay, let me benchmark and find out the fair market value, which is fine. Now, once you do benchmark as per transfer pricing, UAE transfer pricing guideline is giving OECD's 5 methods. There are 5 methods to determine this price. What should be the charges? And if the none of the 5 methods cannot be applied, then there is a sixth method called other method. Okay, you have done the benchmarking. But the core thing most of the businesses are missing is that, are you really providing that service?
The service, correct.
Have you documented it? Do you have an intercompany agreement? And in that agreement, you have outlined what are all the services you are providing to your group company. And for that services, how much you are charging. Is that service charge is at market price? That is called benchmarking. So this is the two key things, having documentation and benchmarking. Now, UAE, the tax law address that you need to maintain certain documentation, which is called master file and local file. And this master file and local file, they have given a threshold that if a business, their the related party transactions in a year, the total related party transactions are below 40 million dirhams, then they do not require to disclose it. So there are three things. I told you two, now it's three. So I will start from the last, disclosure. Disclosure is explained that if your related party transactions in a year is below 40 million dirhams, you do not require to disclose
it.
which is fine. But how it is misinterpreted, oh, my related party transactions are below 40 million, so I do not require to comply with transfer pricing or market value. No, it's absolutely wrong. Below 40 million, no need to disclose. That doesn't mean you don't need to comply with the benchmarking or transfer pricing compliance. This is about related party. Now, if it exceeds 40 million, then every transaction which exceeds 4 million required to be disclosed. So, disclosure is a different thing. The same goes for connected person also. Connected person, we will do a separate video on the connected person because it required more in-depth analysis.
Of course.
Now, coming back to the documentation requirement. Documentation requirement, as I told, master file and local file. Local file includes all your related party transactions within UAE. If you are a UAE group company, you are going to maintain the local file for your UAE transactions.
Got it.
Master file for your international transaction. Generally, master file will be maintained by the parent entity. Where your parent entity is located, that parent entity will be maintaining the master file. But when it comes to local file, every country maintains. So to maintain the master file and local file, there is a requirement that if any entity which has a turnover below 200 million dirhams in a year, they do not require to maintain this master file or local file. Second thing, if any entity who is multinational entity, what is multinational entity? They call it like if a entity in UAE, which is part of an international group, and international group means they are operating in more than one country.
Correct.
And their global turnover is more than 750 million euro, which is equal to roughly 3.15 billion dirhams. They call it multinational entity. So such MNEs must maintain the master file or local file. On the flip side, if you are not an MNE, but your UAE turnover is more than 200 million dirhams, then you have a requirement to maintain the local file. If you are the parent entity, you need to maintain the master file also. So this is the document requirement and disclosure requirement.
And what are the common risks that have come across in this area when we do the transfer pricing?
Again, transfer pricing in the sense like you are charging to your group company where you have the control.
Correct.
So first thing, lack of documentation. Then the substance over form approach, like you made an agreement that you are going to provide 10 services and you benchmarked it and you started charging, but are you really doing
the services on
So that when you do provide the service, those services also required to be documented. In case of any audit happens from the tax authority always take a substance over form approach. Okay, they take the documentation as a primary thing to review, but they go in depth to understand like what is happening in the reality.
So, wanted to quickly ask you, what mistakes do common companies commonly make while setting up a headquarter companies or activities?
Headquarter company can be easily set up, like you can set up a license and start it. But where it is the most mistakes happens, that they do not maintain the proper substance in UAE, the lack of adequate substance in UAE,
Mm-hmm.
and the decision makings. FTA will always check the substance in the sense what is the real activity they are
Activities.
doing, not the license activity in general. License activity is Ministry of Economics,
Okay.
their headache. FTA will always look into the what is the real business activity happening. Now, lack of documentation can be one of the mistake, which can we can call it common mistake, and the main one is the lack of decisions in UAE and the lack of substance.
Okay. And just curious to know about this. If somebody wants to set up a headquarter company or something, what are the activities that they have to include in the license? What exactly then?
Yeah. So the license activity,
Yes.
right? Now, again, it's like, some entities with the management consultancy, can they act as a headquarter? Again, it depends on what actually they do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're asking me what I have seen, certain free zones are having exactly this activity.
Mm-hmm.
One of the example is DMCC.
Mm-hmm.
DMCC is having, and in general, DMCC follows the exact activities of the corporate tax.
Corporate tax, correct.
I've seen that. They have the exact activity called headquarter services to related party.
Okay.
Dicto. Now, DFC is having headquarter service.
Mm-hmm.
ADGM is having headquarter service
Okay.
activity. Other free zones maybe not, they do not have the direct license activity.
Correct.
Again, I'm reaffirm this point that just because you are having the license activity, that will not fly in the FTA audit.
Correct.
What will fly is
What
what
you
actually
actually
you
do.
do. You can have a management consultancy
Mm-hmm.
activity also in the license if
Mm-hmm.
that free zone is particularly not giving you the headquarter activity.
Mm-hmm.
But if the free zone is giving the headquarter activity, go for it.
Now, like you mentioned with regards to FTA, now when we are actually setting up an headquarter activity with and we are not complying with regards to substances, what are the impact that FTA like can, or maybe the FTA is disagreeing to the activities that you're doing? What happens to this headquarter activity?
Not only headquarter activity, any qualifying free zone things, like it
Mm-hmm.
tagged with a lot of conditions.
Mm-hmm.
As I told, one of the condition is substance, next one is transfer pricing. There is a requirement to maintain the audited financial statement.
Correct.
There is some condition called de minimis
Mm-hmm.
threshold. There are multiple conditions. If a free zone entity violates any one of the condition, what is going to happen? FTA is going to disqualify from them from the year of the violation plus 4 years. Now imagine you set up a headquarter service in 2026, a company. Now FTA came for an audit in the year 2030, and they identified that you were not a headquarter, or you were violating the conditions to be a qualifying free zone person.
Correct.
What's going to happen? They are going to cancel your qualifying free zone status for the year 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Okay.
After 5 years, you can still try for it.
Okay.
What will happen? You must have claimed 0% corporate tax. So those all 0% will convert into 9%.
9%.
Is it with that? No. Then again, it will come with the tax payment,
Correct.
and the tax payment will have the late payment in interest, then the administrative penalty. A lot of things can be there.
Correct.
So what I'm explaining this to the point, the reason is that a proper analysis, anything can be easily set up.
Correct.
You go to any company, any consultant, tell them that I want to set up a headquarter, I want to do this. For them, they set up the company, done and dust.
Mm-hmm.
How we do in Flyingcolour, we just don't set up.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, we all our setups, all our new company formation is always associated with the tax advisory.
Correct.
So we understand not only particularly on the headquarter in general, I'm telling what compliances that company required to follow. What
Mm-hmm.
is their situation? It may include the VAT,
Mm-hmm.
excise tax, the anti-money laundering regulation, FATCA CRS
Correct.
regulation, It could be anything, corporate tax,
Correct.
thing. So we do this 360-degree analysis and we give a full view to the client.
Correct.
If you do like this is the compliance you need to follow. This activity required this compliance. So we give this, entire explanation to the client. So setting up is easy, but non-compliance, we end up in big penalty,
Correct.
reputational damage, especially someone who is setting up a headquarter.
Headquarter. Correct.
They will have a multinational companies, and they have some tax cases in a country. It's not good for their reputation.
Correct.
To answer to your question, I'm coming back. You will lose the qualifying free zone person status, which is the
Correct.
0% tax status,
Mhm.
for 5 years.
Oh, okay. So any small mistakes happens, you can lose the status of 5 years.
Right.
Okay. And nicely said, like, okay, when we are actually because I've been also be working with Flying Colors. When a company is coming in, we also try to give them a 360-degree, like an understanding and analysis, be it bad for them to hear, but still we give the clarity on what exactly is to be done. So that's, yes, we do that.
Now,
And
see,
mhm,
the thing is that someone who is coming up to set up their business, right?
correct.
Our aim is to make them happy
Hap-
by making their company compliant,
Compliant. Correct.
not just getting the license and
Correct.
getting our service charge.
Correct.
And we are telling like, okay, I mean, this is a very common question. I heard like, oh, I went to other company, they told I will get the license in two
Correct.
days.
Correct.
Is that license is compliant? Have they done analysis on what they will do? So that differs.
Correct.
That makes a lot of difference when it comes to flying color. We just don't set up, we do everything. The tax residency, that is very important.
Correct.
Someone setting up a company, example Indian, if they set up a company here, he's sitting in India.
Mhm.
What's going to happen? The company's place of effective management will be in India.
India. Correct.
Of course, India has a safe harbor rule that
Correct.
if companies the revenue is below 50 crore Indian rupees,
Correct.
they do not really get into the poem concept.
Mhm.
And where the tax residency status of the person.
Uh, Also, like, okay, if you want to structurize as a practical example, what exactly would be your example in structuring a headquarter?
First thing, set it up in a free zone.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, have a proper substance.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you are providing procurement service, finance service, HR service, strategic decision, have a proper substance with adequate qualified employees and all other requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Document each and everything,
Mm-hmm.
comply with the transfer pricing, and make sure that you are keeping the headquarter services not mixing with your operating businesses. For example, you have a commission income,
Mm-hmm.
like that commission income you should not mix with your headquarter business. So keep it clean, separate. That's my one line answer I can say.
Perfect. And why do you think, okay, UA is becoming a hub for this headquarter activities?
Of course, it's like international hub, the logistics, the infrastructure, and one of the benefit is tax,
Right.
optimization.
Mhm.
All this makes UAE a favorite spot for the international companies to create their headquarters in UAE.
Perfect. Now we're coming to an end of this, basically, and the last and final questions. Finally, what are the top three factors to assess before setting up a headquarter or headquarter activity?
What you are going to do? Can you maintain the proper substance?
Mm-hmm.
Can you document it properly? These are the things. Determine what you are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Second, to do that things, what structure you want or what facility you want.
Mm-hmm.
And to support these two things, what document you have. These are the top three things which
Perfect.
can make you or break you.
Perfect. That's rightly said and nicely said. Okay, that was really like very knowledgeable and insightful about what exactly a company has to do with regards to setting up a headquarter activity and what should they not do with regards to not being compliant and not losing the status of 5 years. So yes, it was very helpful and thank you so much for joining today. And
Pleasure.
thank you so much people to join. And if there's any questions or any concerns that you have, please reach out to us. We are always available to help you. You can write or like subscribe or click the bell icon and we can actually guide you with that. Thank you so much for joining us today.